What's up, gamers? Sujiro here with MMOBomb.com, bringing you a first look at Rise of Dragonia Era. This weekend, Rise of Dragonia took a closed beta test too, to test some of their PvP and aspects, so we got into the beta this weekend. We're going to jump right in and show you the character creation. There's a couple different races that you can choose from. There's two different affiliations, the Firian Union or the Zirian Union, and a couple different classes that I'll talk about during the game. Right here we've chosen one of the different races that they have, and we're going to choose the Rogue class and show you some of the character customizations. Now there's about 4 different facial features that you can change, the hairstyles, the hair colors, and then there's an entirely different character customization screen that you just keep going through, that you can change how your character looks, the height, the weight, everything. But I'm just going to choose a little bit of random, get the character going, and get in the game. Now over here in the top side of the screen, I got this little video rolling. This is the when you first start the game, there's a little video sequence that goes on and tells you about that, the game and the history of the two different affiliations and their fight between the two of them and the rise to power. So I wanted to include that in here. So I've got the Rogue class talent tree up for you guys. Now, all of the classes between, whether it's the Rogue, the Warrior, the Cleric, and the Mage, they all have 2 talent specializations that you can choose upon. For the first look video, with the Rogue class, I chose the Wind Agility, which is the DPS tree. They also have a healing tree that you can spec into as well, but for this video, I'm going to go ahead and do a little DPS. So in here, just going to go ahead and allocate my talent points. So for the closed beta, the CBT2 this weekend, all the characters upon creation are level 35, and you've got level 35 blue gear. That's pretty decent. Better than starting off and leveling a character, because they want to test a couple aspects of the game for this specific test that occurred this weekend. And while I'm allocating these talent points here, I want to tell you about the different classes and the 2 trees they have, in case you're interested in the other classes. Like I said, with the Rogue, you have the Wind Agility DPS, or they have another talent tree to the right, as seen in the video here. It's the Regeneration of Nature. That's their healing tree. The Warrior is a 2-handed DPS tree or a sword and board tank tree. The Cleric has a healing or like a Shadow Priest style DPS tree. The Mage, Pyromancer, fire direct damage, or the Necromancer, dot and pets. So, what is Road? All about this world PvP, RVR. This game right here, this is PvP. If you're not a huge fan of PvP, you may not enjoy it, but I had some fun. So we jump right in, and I grouped up with just a couple, and actually I'm just running around. When I first got in the game, there was a little bit of fighting going on. For the beta test this weekend, they had specific testing that they had set, so they kind of limited where you could go. There was these 2 faction areas that are separated by non-PvP areas and then PvP, so I went ahead and jumped right into the PvP, chasing down a couple guys. I get a little overzealous at times to get owned, so we're just showing you a couple different of the abilities that the Rogue class has. Now, you're going to say, Sujiro, this doesn't look like a Rogue. The guy's got a bow. He's a hunter. Well, you have, most of your abilities are going to increase the damage of your ranged attacks, but then you also have some melee attacks as well. Chasing this guy around, see if we can't get... he's dead. I think somebody else may have killed him at the same time when we were attacking him. So, like I said, what is Road? Road is RVR. It's a PvP game. And let's talk a little bit about the closed beta test that they had this weekend, what the available content and what they're trying to test. So they really improved on their network system, and they're wanting to test field PvP, region war. They've got 2 war zones in there, Mage's Basin and Dragonian Defense. They've got Tribe War. Now, Tribe War, you say, what is Tribe War? Tribe War is, tribes are kind of like a clan or a guild group, so you can do, clan versus clan, tribe versus tribe. All characters are level 35 plus their gear, and they made some changes with the client launcher. And like I said, the purpose of this closed beta test, too, is PvP and network stability before they launch their game. And they're looking at class balance in open field. when I first started playing the game, I was playing a mage. I was actually playing a pyromancer, and I didn't last more than about a second and a half because it seems like everybody's playing the rogue, and the kind of ongoing statement that everybody says in the general chat they have is PvP winning is based on who has the most rangers. And you can see there, I got a little overzealous and got owned. So we've got some more, this is just open world PvP between the two different factions. Actually, I've got a lot more people in the groups here, and we're going to run over and try to pick some of these guys off that are just running around randomly. There was one repeatable quest that you could do in the game for the beta where you had to kill a member of the opposing faction and loot a specific item, whether it be it was like a rusted sword or a rusted helmet. So we're going to go over here and we're going to see, there's a little item you can see on the ground. I think I actually end up shooting somebody while they're trying to pick it up. We'll let you guys see some of this PvP actions. Now, the rogue class, you know, it's pretty fun to play. It's got a lot of overpowered abilities in here. There's a shot that hits the person like 3 or 4 times. You've got a bleeding shot. You've got some sprints to get away. And once you actually get some more money, there's a couple more talents that you can buy, and you can get items like camouflage, so you can... I don't think it gives you complete stealth, but as long as you're standing still, you're hidden a little bit. Now, you'll notice everybody's jumping in the game. I don't know why this is, but there's really no sprint or like run type ability other than like with the rogue class as far as moving quickly for a burst of speed, but as far as catching up to people or getting away from people, it seems if you jump in the game right now, you get a little bit of a speed increase, or you just actually move across the map a lot faster. Now, for the closed beta test this weekend, I want to give some shout-outs to the GMs that were on there. I forget one of the guys' names, but you'll see him flying around on, he's got like a beetle mount, and then there was another guy that was flying around on a unicorn, GM Ryan. These guys made this event for this weekend a lot of fun. They would come and actually do World PvP with us, help us out. They were joining us in the RVR fights in Mage's Basin, summoning bosses just right in the middle of the town so we could fight them. He wanted to see how powerful we were. You know, just doing all kinds of just really fun, you know, things that you've seen in the past as far as beta testing from other games. The GMs get on, throw a little GM craziness into the mix, and just make things a lot more enjoyable for the players. And just kind of, you know, you see a bunch of the players just kind of hanging around, and the GM's there, and they're talking to them, and they're saying, hey, you know, we want to do this, or spawn a giant, you know, dragon, or spawn some giant monster so we can fight. And so, you know, he basically just gave the players what they wanted. I actually think one of the GMs is up here with us right now in the World PvP that we're doing. Now, I did notice one thing. The GMs, I think they have a flag that they can turn on where they have special GM abilities where they just pretty much one-shot everybody, or they're actual just, like every other player. You'll see later on in a couple of the films that I have here that, you know, we actually take down one of the GMs, and then in the RVR, the GM starts one-shotting everybody, and he's pretty much, you know, he's got 10 times more health than everybody else, and he's just, you know, unstoppable killing machine. So while this footage is going on, you know, I'll leave time to ask the viewers a couple questions, you know. What do you guys think of Road? I'm going to go ahead and call it Road because that's what the game's listed as, Rise of Dragonia era. What do you guys think of it so far? Have you played in the beta? Have you played in this weekend's beta? Did you kill me while I was out running around? I'm sure some of our viewers from the MMO Bomb community have, you know, played this game or played on this weekend, and you know they'll probably say, "Yeah, I owned you up. You're a noob, Sojiro. I killed you." That's all right. I never said I'm the best PvPer, but I do enjoy it. I just got to get my my other buddies from the free-to-play cast to join us every once in a while. Maybe I can get Magic Man to actually join me in one of my first looks and actually do a little bit of PvP with me. Let's see. There was actually a really good crowd out here right now, PvP, and we've got some healers, got some DPSers. I really didn't see a lot of warriors playing as far as a sword and board tank spec. I know that there are some bosses that spawn during the game. There's, as part of the other things that they have like a castle siege where random monsters will attack your castles to create tension in the game. But I really didn't see any. I saw, like you can see, there's a lot of rogues. And there's a lot of clerics as DPS and healing trees. You see a couple of these little gnome-looking creatures, halflings, running around playing as the necromancer. They've got their little pets out. Didn't run into too much trouble. I think the problem with the necromancer from the mage and the pyromancer is most of their abilities have a really long cast time, and I don't know if the fact that they wear cloth armor, but they just get, you know, you'll see me later on, or you can see in the video here, there's, you know, this mage that gets in a little too close and just gets, you know, two-shot, pretty much two abilities, and he's dead. So hopefully with gear, maybe with a little bit of the PvP defenses on the gear as it comes, that'll change, or they'll do a little bit of tweaking and tuning from based on what they saw this weekend during the closed beta test. So I want to talk a little bit about some of the game features. Now this wasn't available this weekend for the closed beta test, but these are a couple things that that Rode has. They have dragon riding system, which is something that I'm actually interested in. What this is players can take part in aerial combat as they ride their dragons in the sky. That actually sounds pretty neat. A castle siege. This is where you know, you can fight, you know, tribe versus tribe or faction versus faction. Region war, which you see in the video later on, where we actually queue up for a couple of battlegrounds and actually go in and play. Complex class systems, 1 of 4 classes with 2 different builds per class. They do have crafting. Like I said, it wasn't available for testing this weekend. Now, some of the different things they have for crafting, they have mining, extracting, fishing, and gathering to craft items. And then they have another thing called the Diablo system, where monsters will randomly spawn and attack player castles to create tension in the game, just for dynamic, you know, dynamic events that occur in the game. This little PvP battle that we had actually took quite a long time. I think I recorded probably about a half a day's footage because there was you know, different time zones. I wanted to capture people from, you know, I was talking with some of the guys in the game. That we had people from Canada, we had people from, you know, all over the United States, people from different countries playing the game. So I wanted to try to get, you know, other people's aspects. Now this is the part where GM Ryan, everybody was kind of hanging out talking to him, and, you know, he's trying to get everybody to join in the RVR, and he just spawns a random world boss right out of the middle of nowhere, and we all take turns pelting it while one of the, it looks like the level 60 elite guards right outside our base are, you know, tanking it for us. You know, this is some of the fun things that I really enjoy about the closed beta tests and the other beta tests that the games do is, you know, you don't ever get to see stuff like this in the game where the GMs are, you know, running around just doing off-the-wall crazy stuff, you know, spawning mobs here, or, you know, porting players around. You know, I give a thumbs up to the team and to the GMs this weekend. They made it really enjoyable for us to play. I trimmed some of this footage down on this because this guy has a tremendous amount of health, and watching me pelt away with arrows at this what appears to be a giant, like, I don't know, most people were saying that it looks like a cross between a snail and a amphibian frog type of, you know, crazy creature, but, you know, he made a lot of noise. Unfortunately, he didn't drop any loot. The GM threw I guess like an area loot into all of our bags for some gold and some other little random items in the game, because I think people were complaining a little bit. It's like, you know, you spawn a boss for us and you don't do anything. So here we go, region war with mages. Now we've got a GM on our team and we've got a GM on the other side. We actually owned them up pretty well here. Now over in this little top video that I'm showing, this is just a couple little more GM craziness that was going on throughout the game, where we were hanging out. You know, most of the Firians and the Azurians on either side. The two different GMs were flying back and forth, spawning, you know, random bosses and different mobs for us to fight. Just, you know, something to do in the game because everybody was just kind of hanging out in one area. So at this point in the RVR, we've pushed the opposing faction back into like their starting zone, and we're just basically picking them off. It's like shooting fish in a barrel at this point. That's the thing I've found with the rogue class, especially when you're playing range, is just get somewhere up on a hill where somebody can't see you, and just pretty much there's two abilities that they have. One that shoots multiple arrows, and you can see it shoot across the screen. It's got like multiple circles in a straight ring. There it goes right there. And then another one which is like a rapid fire shot, and it just about two-shots everybody who's not wearing plate. There's the camouflage button. Going to go stealth a little bit, sneak up. And here we've got them pinned all the way back in the very back of their base in the spawn point, and just waiting for the timer to run out. Just destroying these guys. The queue times after this battle kind of increased a little bit. So you see GM Electrics right there, back in the back, healing us up. That's probably why we were destroying them so bad. We had a GM on our side healing us. But it's all fun and games, you know. Come over here, pick off this one guy that's standing by himself. Running around looking to see if we can find anybody that's just hanging out. Nobody wants to come out of the portal up there in the hole in the wall anymore. There's somebody. And they just get owned the moment that they touch the ground, so. Hopefully they'll put a little bit of like maybe a barricade there or some guards or something, so you at least if you're losing, you know, you have somewhat of a chance to actually get down and push the opposing team back. But as far as in this RVR battle, it just seems like it's, you know, who controls and who pushes the other team back into their base as far as the win. Now here's the GM from the other side. This is a later battle, and we're trying to pick him off, and it looks like he's trying to get the other team a win. Because he's pretty much unkillable. He's running around. He's one-shotting most everybody, and you'll see later on. Well, I'm not going to say anything just yet. You're going to see me get owned by this GM. It's a pretty hilarious little clip. But he's just running around, just wailing on folks. And we're just trying to pick him off, and he's just not dying. Let's see. Wait for it. Trying to find the right person to shoot in the face. But everybody's hanging out behind that GM. And he's just running up and just wasting our team. One by one, as people come up, they're just getting destroyed by this guy. Shoot him in the back a little bit, and owned by the GM. Yeah, I went in there and tried to do a little stabby stab action on him and just got owned. So, good times with GM Ryan. Spawning a couple more mobs in our base. Big giant bosses for us to fight. I want to give a thumbs up to the road team, to the GMs for CBT2 this weekend. I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun PvPing with you guys. Hopefully to see you guys once the beta is complete. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I had a lot of fun making it. As always, I had a lot of fun playing the game. Please subscribe, give a thumbs up to our channel. Take a look at mmobomb.com for more great free-to-play games. And you can also take a look at Sajiro Gaming on Facebook, or if you go to You can look up Sajiro Gaming on Twitter. You can follow what I'm doing, what I'm going to be up to in upcoming free-to-play events for MMO Bomb, or if I'm going to be doing, hopefully, any giveaways. Hopefully I'll be able to have something I can maybe give away to the fans later on. But I don't have anything currently. So thanks a lot, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys on the servers.